Hi, I'm Richard Struther. I'm the Widower's Wingman, as you can see from the logo down here, and I help widowed men find out what ready to date looks like, as well as support through the entire process of finding a healthy, supportive partner with whom you can share this hopeful new chapter of your life. I started as a technical guy and I apprenticed. If computers were involved in making visuals, I did it at multiple stages of production at multiple levels. I learned a lot. But what really fascinated me was more about people, how they're motivated, and especially started to get into how people learn and why they learn what they learn and how to make learning more efficient with the design principles and really get into that. I got really passionate about it. So how people think and how they relate to the information. And I started studying that. And then I saw this clip.
I'm sorry. Just 1 second.
You know, in case you were wondering, the person whose calls you always take, that's the relationship you're in. I hope you two are very happy together.
The thing that made that interesting is because it changed a dynamic. And it was less about how people learn and more about how people relate, how relationships work with technology and other people. Everything became about relationships. And then I started learning about the Harvard study where they started following all these very successful people over the course of their lives, and towards the end of their lives, they asked what really made life special for you. And it wasn't that they had a lot of money or it wasn't the stuff they got. It was the relationships they cultivated and that they kept and that they maintained, and that everything, the quality of your life revolves around the quality of your relationships. Now that could be with a significant other, a partner, a wife, husband. It could be with your family, your siblings, your peers, your colleagues, especially with your children. But the quality of your life, the quality of relationships determines the quality of your life. And let's be honest, it's also true that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. How good are those relationships? How much is that influencing you? And then you start getting into things like Esther Perel.
It wasn't too long ago that our sense of identity was something that was basically given to us. And it still is like that in many other parts of the world. You knew who you were, you knew you had a clear sense of belonging, you had a good sense of rootedness, and you had a sense of continuity. Your rules were clear, so you knew what was expected. Parents knew how to talk to their kids, husbands knew how to talk to their wives, wives knew what not to say to their husbands. It was rules, it was duty, it was obligation, it was clarity, it was certainty, and all the big decisions were made for us. What has fundamentally shifted is the loss of the social structures. The church, the religion, the hierarchies, all of that, which gave a lot of grounding. And now we have to create this thing all along. So what has replaced rules? Conversations. For the first time, at the heart of relationship is conversation. It's not clear what you should do. It's not clear how you should talk to each other. It's not clear if a person reacts this way, you should do this or you should do that. You should continue because you were told that if your parents had not continued, then they would never have been there together, and look how happy they are now because somebody insisted. Or, no, you should not insist because you should get a clear sign, and if you don't get a clear sign, then it means you should stop. I believe that the bonds and the connections that we have with other people provide us with a greater sense of meaning and happiness and well-being than any other human experience, which is to say that it is the quality of your relationships which ultimately will determine the quality of your lives.
And as we get older, we have less tolerance for games and all of this. We don't have time for foolishness. Those who have lost their significant other, their wife, their partner, to say it's life-changing is almost insulting. It changes everything. It's important to know, and I'll talk more about this in another video, but it's important to know that, yes, we can find somebody who will get us. We can find our people again. We can find not a replacement, never a replacement, never taking away from what we had. And if you have that relationship right, it cascades. It's like that person who has that laugh that makes you laugh, that infectious laugh. That kind of infectiously positive relationship, healthy, strong relationship, actually permeates other relationships, like those with your children or your colleagues or your family or your siblings. Good relationships beget or help other relationships be good relationships. And let's be honest, we all deserve a little bit of happiness, and we all need a little bit more in this crazy world, especially with what we've been going through over the past few years. Now you know a little about who I am and what I'm about. And if you want to find out more about what I'm doing, head over to thewidowerswingman.com. If you find this video useful, share it. If you want to like and subscribe, great. I'm really here to do something true and honest, and I'm hoping that you'll recognize that in all of these. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.